Hi all, welcome back to another webMethods session. So in this, I wanted to show how we can debug the Java services which we have written in our previous session. So let's see how we can do that. So this is our Java service which we have written, and this gives us the output of when you pass seconds, it gives you this. But let's see how this can be debugged, and let's see how values get put into these variables and how values get populated in the output also. For that to happen, what I'll do is I'll place debug steps at all these steps just to show you how this will work. So yes, I'm just double clicking on the steps there. Yeah. And for this to happen, what I'll do is I'll right click on the Java service, click on generate code, go to debugging the service, click on finish. So this will open a new I mean, I already have this harness class, so it will replace that file, and it has come here. So now it has generated some code here all by itself. I didn't write anything in this. So it will execute this service at runtime. It will invoke the service, and then you'll get all the, like, say, how we pass the inputs and all. It will show you the step-by-step process in Java application. So I'll go here and debug as debug Java application. It will ask me for the username and password. Click OK. So then it will go. It will say that let me go to the debug perspective. So I gave the input here. Click OK. It will ask me to open the debug perspective. I'll switch. So now it has come to this first step where our pipeline is created here. It's showing me all the details, what is there in it, and this is the pipeline cursor which got created. And right now it is storing the value of keys. Like, say, sorry, the value is 8274 for the key seconds. And then when I click on next, yeah, so it will create the integer variable and parse it and store the value of that thing into variable ts. So right now there is no ts variable at all here. So when I step over, see, we got the ts, and in the pipeline cursor also it will show you the details. Yeah. So I'll click on, now I'll calculate the hours. Right now there are no hours here. See, it has calculated the hours. It is 2. And then when I click on next, it will be doing a padding here. See, it has done the padding and it showed me the value 2. And now it is calculating the minutes. See, it has calculated the minutes. Now it is calculating the remaining seconds. It will store it into the rsec variable. See, it has stored the rsec variable. And finally, I'm saying that concatenate this value to value with colon and store it in variable concat. See, now it has concatenated and it has given me the output, and it will now destroy the pipeline cursor. So it has all the values needed. So let me just destroy. Now when I place a destroy, the values are destroyed there and it is there here. Now I'll get the pipeline, create one more pipeline for output. Next, pipeline cursor 1. Yeah. And then I'm putting the value of pad in hours. Yes, it's done. See, the value has come in the key. The value of hours is stored. And next, minutes. You see, this has changed. The key minutes is stored. And finally, in the rsec, the value of 54 is stored. And finally, the concat value is stored. And I'm destroying this pipeline. And the execution is done here. So now it is returning back the values for this invoke step, which it invoked in the background. So when I do the return invoke in doc, it returns to this output document here. Yeah. So once I click this, it goes to invoke output document, stores the values of the input document which it got here. Right. So done. It is done. Now we got the output document here with all the values needed and that are all needed here. See, all these things are stored in this. See, they stored the concatenated value and all these things here. So now I'll disconnect this context and I'll print this system.out.ln on the screen here console. So successful invoke is done and it is print. It is going to print the input results and all. So we'll print the results. Yeah. So it is saying that it is going to print the inputs here and it is this thing I have not written it. It is generated by default. So let's debug and see. Has inputs has come as false. And if it is checking if initial input is not equal to null and get cursor is not equal to null. Yes, it is not equal to null because it has all the values. Then it checks if it has more data or not. Yes. See, it is populating the inputs. And yes, it has taken the input and then same thing here. Yeah. The output cursor it is checking if it has output document if it is having the values or not. Yes, it has values. It goes here and it has more data and it prints the output. So it has printed me the output that is coming up of that service. And yes, and it is also checking something called if it has outputs, the value is true. Yes, it is saying that it is there. Then it is checking if the ns record dot get file count field get file field is greater than 0. It is definitely greater than 0. So it goes in. Then it will close the shell on this shell. Yeah. And is opening the dialog box and showing me that for the input you passed, these are all the outputs that came. And when I click on OK, it will exit. And finally, you can see your inputs and outputs here. It is successfully invoked. These are the inputs and this is the output. So this is how you debug a Java service. Thank you.